What's up, Tokyo? How you doing, man? Got 6 people watching already, man. I should take longer breaks more often so it's active. All right, gonna just get a little organized over here. Bring that there. There. That's looking good. Nuke final, man. Are you compositing that? What is the loaf zone in Nuke, or is it something completely different? Did I see your question, Redshift? Maybe. I can't see it now. Any ideas on how to have an object that casts shadows on the objects in the scene, but not a shadow mat object? What's up, Spiffy? Is that Spiffy LA? Alright, I'm gonna start fading stuff out. What's up, everybody? There's my face. And turn off that music. Cool. And let's go to my main window. Cool. Alright. I don't really have anything planned. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Like, man, it might be like 2 months at this point. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up in any of the chats, depending on what channel you're watching on, mine or Brograph or Facebook or whatever. Just switch layouts here. Cool. All right, so Tokyo, I read your thing in Slack, and you want tree geometry. It will cast shadows on both the ground, like a shadow mat, and an object, doubling the shadow on the ground. How do I make it only affect the object? Okay, so what's up, Vitus? So let's get going here. And I'm gonna just use a cone as your tree example. Sensitive cube, how right. Getting everybody. Got 10 of you watching already. Well, hello. If you haven't said hi, come say hi. So Tokyo was asking how to make a shadow mat, but only on an object. So if I'm thinking about this right, just gonna move this over here. Bring that down a bit. Something like that. Am I getting close to what you mean, Tokyo? And then this shadow's casting onto here. Let me just hit play really quick. And this area light's gonna have to come up. Let's do like 10. All right, so the cone isn't visible at all, but it still casts the shadow, only on the cube. And the ground plane is a shadow mat, getting shadows from the cube only. Okay, let me write this down, because it might be easier if I think of it like a recipe. So, cone, hidden, casts shadows, and look at Vern Best in the World. I don't even know that person. Let me see. Bring this over here. Vern Best in the World. Cool. Like turtles. All right, so look at Vern Best in the World's Instagram most recent post. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so they're casting shadows. On the ground. Yeah. So those are probably just off to the side, I imagine. Like he's mimicking trees. Like just out of frame, right? Like I don't think it needs to be nice arcade. That's awesome. Welcome to the club. Like couldn't you I'm gonna have to make this a lot bigger. So you want this cone, we'll say it's a tree, to cast onto that. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to put an object tag on this, and then we'll do a matte override enable and show background. All right. Shadow enable. All right, this might take some. So they're probably not real shadows for the trees then. That's cool, Arcade. What's your? I don't really know what your name is in Slack. So let's see. So we kind of, I think we're gonna be messing around with this. There you go. I think this is what you want. Just like that, Tokyo. Is this what you want? Still casting a shadow, but not visible. Except I don't want the cone shadow to appear on the ground. Was it not appearing? I guess they're not appearing on the ground, huh? You think? Let's see. Watching it fly over the shadow. That kind of lines up a little bit, right? Not exactly. Okay. So you don't want. Okay, let's think about this. No. It's a real life video with a real tree. I gotcha. But you only want the shadow to end up here. Okay. Let me think about this. All right, getting somewhere. I bet. Copy this. Include. Boom. How about that? That. And then I guess you'll need that too. Oh, but whoa! It cancels out the. Why did it cancel out this first one? Interesting. Because this light. Maybe I'll just do include. Include cone. No. How I had it before was closer. Okay, why is the second light do that? Is it because they are right on top of each other? I bet that's part of the reason. In other words, you don't see the turtle shadows doubling the shadow where the tree shadows are. They don't? Look, yeah they do. Right in here, you can see that they double. Look like they're doubling. Right, when it goes over. Especially right back there, you can really tell. Right there. Yeah, like it looks like it's baked in to the footage, and then because you can see a little bit of the shadow get cast onto these turtles here. Great. Like right here. Right here. You've got the shadows right here. Yeah, in the real world, the shadows would combine, right? Yeah, like it is like they're doubling up on each other. Thanks, Tokyo. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Especially when we get here, it starts to double up. But I think if you're doing this in Nuke, or you're going to be compositing in a Nuke, then you could blend it. I guess you would be using like a merge and just blend the two together. Why? I really don't like that this, let's see, include. Like it doesn't. Yeah, I think if you do it with a like a merge and you blend it properly. Well, I'm speaking from Fusion. I don't know what it's called in Nuke. I'm guessing it's called a merge. Then you can blend it together properly, so you get the same darkness. But it definitely does double up. But I think like we're kind of getting close here, and I guess. Let me close this out. It is called merge. Okay. Let me see if I can get. Did they get rid of the no, they still have the shadow mat. So if you put that on the plane and then background catch diffuse, and then let me see if I put in another plane. No. Interesting. Okay. If I put it on the cone, I don't catch the diffuse. Catch shadows. All right, let's try that on the plane. So kind of there. Just like right here is that issue. Yeah, now I want to figure this out. Factor in light angle, no. All right, so let's turn that off. Bring this back. All right, idea number 2. Exclude, I'm going to get rid of one of these. Then what if I bring in just a dome? And this is to include the plane only. But then the plane still doesn't catch the shadow. That's really irritating. Just for the hell of it, let's put an HDRI on here. No, don't need a backplate. Just turn that off. All right, so we're getting that on there. Now we can see that. All right, let's do another area light. This time like a little bit closer. Here, like this is, and then this will be. So here's the. So I know why this. I think I know why this is happening now. So if I do include and then cube, it's washing out the shadow of that's being cast right there. And then this dome light is washing out this. What if I do that? Oh, okay, getting somewhere. No, I'm not, because I'm still washing that out. If I move this over here, oh, okay, hold on. So you may just you may have to screw around with how. Oop. Got it. Tokyo, I got it. Look, where are you? Come back to the chat. Somebody's got me in Slack. Bad signal. I forgot to do @ channel. Damn it. Sorry, Dave. All right. Tokyo, you still watching? There we go. I got it. I got it. I got it. See? Shadow, shadow. So can't have a light directly impacting the shadow here. I even danced for you, dude. So you can still see it there. So we have this excluding the plane, so it's not lighting that up at all. And then we have a dome light in here, and now you're getting both, and it doesn't seem to be affecting anything. So I should be able to do like 50. Yeah, so that light is only, yeah, cool. Okay. I think you get it. So the light is definitely affecting the cone here, which would be a tree. And if I move it out of the way, you can see it coming back into play. Oop. That was a total eclipse of the cube. Something like that. So let's just go ahead and get a tree. All right, so models. How? Magic. Weren't you watching? Here, let me get a tree. I'll get a tree for you. And we'll just do this. Okay, cool. Scale it down. Instead of a dome light? Or for like the overall light? All right, so I used a dome light, but I think I should be able to use like a directional light too, or infinite light. Hold on, let me make sure I had that right. So it was dome light. Okay, cool. So infinite light, what we're gonna do, I'll just turn this off, and we're going to include the plane and the cube. And I'm gonna have to rotate this. There we go. Something like that. All right, so we've got the plane and the cube in here, and then we're just gonna turn, how did I do that before? Yeah, that was the first part. Turn this first one off. So it's not affecting the diffuse. So that lets the original shadow lay on there more naturally. Or do you mean you want to do it for the tree too? So instead of an area here, so I'm just going to copy this, and we'll just put the tree in there, right? Is that what I had in the area? That's why I gotta keep this around. Okay, so we're gonna do this again, but exclude the plane. And we'll turn off this area light. Error. Redshift is crashing. Okay. I'm gonna get this. Good challenge tonight, Tokyo. This is cool. All right, we got this. I've been like beating the piss out of my computer with like a 14K render this week. So I think it needs to sleep, I think. I definitely need to do like a full like restart sleep. Okay, so let's get this infinite light. Turn this back on. We're gonna get a cube. Cube, good, good. All right. So light's obviously coming from this way, like so. All right. Merge objects. Let's go get a tree. Low poly tree. No, I don't want textures. Sure. That's fine. Okay. Move this here. All right, so now you're getting the shadow you want, right? And then we're going to go on the infinite light under project or project, but I think project is the correct way. Throw that in there. So next we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do include, and we're going to put the cube in here, and then we're going to turn off diffuse. Boom. Except the tree is now not projecting onto the plane. That's a pain in the butt. Okay, hold on. Ta-da. How about that? Does that make sense? Is that right? Or like that? You want it like that or like that? I think like that, right? All right, so I know I did that second time really fast, so I'm gonna walk you through it. Let's rewind without the tree. Turn that off. With no shadow on the ground before. Okay, so I'll do that again too, and that light. All right, so here's our original light source, and it's just an infinite light. And so the way I've set it up is to exclude hold on, turn this off. We'll have to go back into that in a second. So we've got this here as our original light, and then I'm going to bring in a tree like so. So this original light is now casting the shadow onto everything. But we don't want it casting anything. We don't want the shadow hitting the plane. So what we're going to do is drag the plane in here. And then we still have all this sort of like, that's kind of what I'm doing right now, is kind of like light linking under project. So this first light, I've told it, hey, don't use the plane at all. So then I've made a second light, and the second light, I'm saying, hey, only hit the plane and the cube. And then when you're hitting the cube, I've turned it off for the diffuse. So this first one is diffuse here. This one's shadow. And then you can mess around with those too. And then if you come back into here, you can say actually include the diffuse but no specular, or actually include the specular. So what's up, Billy? We're doing magic tricks. So man, I'm glad I wrote it down. It made it a lot easier, because I could think about how different things are going to layer on top of each other. yeah, and then you should be able to just do whatever you want from there. Yeah. So if you need to go like that, I mean, the nice thing too is if you do it and you decide that, hold on, that for whatever reason you want the tree shadow on here, you can come in and just say, yeah, do the tree shadow too. So then that actually, well, I guess it's doubling up because of that light there. So it would just be like that, but you want it the other way, like that. Just for giggles. Yeah, cool. I just want to make sure that you can move it around. So we're gonna have some flying turtles. I like turtles. All right, did I miss any questions? No. Cool. Scrolling back up. Arcade, if you're still watching, oh, never mind. Deactivated your account. Okay. So I'm just checking Twitter too and Slack, see if there's any questions that I missed. Man, there was one that I got the other day about something. Oh, somebody wanted me to recreate David's tutorial, or at least like show how to get some softer lighting with trees. And so David Ariev, when I say David, and all the stuff that he's been doing. So we can kind of do that with these trees here since we've already got them. And I'm going to rotate. Just take that off. No, I'm going to want it this way. Keep coming. There we go. All right. Yeah, I can be Octane Jesus, but in Redshift. Yeah, I'm like Octane Judas because I'm not using Octane. Or Redshift Judas, however you want to say it. So yeah, let's talk about this a little bit. Let's blow this out here. 0.001. So somebody was asking how to make it softer like David does, and I think this is pretty much the best way you can do it. And let me just get a camera. Like so. Or even better, why don't I just use a sun? And sky rig. Perfect. Cool. We'll rotate this way. Got ZBrush to render in Photoshop with a script. Man, that sounds like a nightmare almost. Isn't that super slow, dude? So in my camera, kill that notification. Let's get a Redshift camera tag on here. Exposure, I'm just gonna allow overexposure, and we can crush some blacks in here, like so. No, I didn't make these trees in Forester, but I do have Forester. I'm just using low poly, so it doesn't really... Because they're not They're just not Forester. Fine dick. All right, you want? Let me get a Forester tree. God, you guys are insatiable. Let's do 7, like so. And tree size, like that. There we go. Is this a little bit more acceptable? Maybe we can do like 8. Let's see what kind of trees we can get. Let's do this. AB's Frasery. Okay. Level 2. Leaf multiplier. Let's say 4. Cool. And we'll do 4. Oh, this is gonna freak out for a second. Or is that it? Is that all the detail? Nope, it's freaking out for a second. Alright. Might have to restart Cinema. Oh, cool. Did it actually? Cool. Alright. Oh, nope. It's being slow. Updating geometry. How do you redshift the... Oh my god, that's too much. That's too much. Oh man. Too much detail. How do I redshift the materials? I can show you that. That's not too hard. Alright, that's better for detail. Kinda. So there's a couple ways to go about it. I personally like to come in here and just steal this and come to the file and copy and paste it, create a new material, come to the shader graph, texture, and boop, like that. You gotta say the boop or it doesn't count. That's the key for that. Okay, you gotta say the boop. Except I think this is the wrong one. No, that's right, I guess. Okay. That seems weird for leaf. Let me see. Leaf, trunk, trunk. Okay, whatever. So we can just come in here and rename this leaf. Boop. And then we'll do another. It's trying to convert. There we go. Do another one. Call this trunk. Oh, trunk. Come in here. Go like this. Copy and paste. Again, texture, like so. Boop it up. Boop. There you go. Let me just see if there's anything fancy going on in this leaf here. No, just color. That's it. Really, that's all there is to this. That seems stupid. Like they could put more effort into that. But that's pretty much it. And then for these, I'm gonna select both of them and just go boop. Now it's gonna try and convert. There we go. No, wrong trunk. That's my bad. There we go. All right, so that's pretty much how I would convert it. And then there's a couple other things you could do, like for the leaves. Depending on the detail of the texture, let's take a look at this. I guess that's pretty much all there is to it. You could come in and use the sprite if you really wanted to. That might work a little bit better. It might be a little bit lighter too. And that's not what I want. I want the leaf. Noise, yeah, it's pretty nice and pretty lightweight, easy. Yeah, so the sprite, you can see it tries to alpha it a bit. From alpha, and then I'm just gonna do. Don't really have. It's freaking out a little bit because it doesn't have a proper alpha in here, but can you export save those forester trees to some without forester? Yeah, you just hit C. and it will convert it. There you go. Look at that. And now I can save it as a proxy for you if you really wanted it. That's illegal, Billy. Let's throw it in a cloner. Zero, and you know, let's render instances. Make this thing light. And 150. That's probably gonna be too much. We'll see. Oh, not enough. Let's try 500. Is that too much? 250. Why is I'm facing the wrong way? Okay. Wasn't paying attention, I guess. 500. 250. Oh god. Negative. Perfect. Okay. That's working. Negative 185. Tighten those up a bit. Come in here to our camera. Let's do like a wide angle. Look at our trees. Pretty little trees. And like that. Might rotate our sky around a bit. Oh yeah. It's like Alanis Morissette. Isn't that who sang that God song, What If God Was One of Us? Who sang that? No, Joan Osborne. Okay. Let me cop a few pine trees, my dude. I probably have some pine trees laying around that you can have that are free to use. So that's fine. And so I guess what David was doing maybe had like a little bit more scatter to it. Yeah. And he phased this a bit too. I don't really like how that's going. So there's the one thing that I wish there was just like a little bit more finite control with this. Like I'm already all the way down at tenth, hundredths, 5,000ths, right? Tens, hundreds, thousand, yeah, 5,000ths for scattering. That I feel like that's just ridiculous. Like I should be able to get more control out of that. So I have to come back and scale this down then. But I still want it to blow out a little bit, you know, and it's just not. So I can crank the saturation on this a little bit. So, but that's kind of how you start to get there. And the cool new thing that I've been really digging is environmental noise. So we can just do a volume here, throw that on that. It's gonna freak out for a second because I don't have anything proper in there. And let's just do a noise. Come back, do volume. Oh yeah. And so now you can see we start to get some noise in here. Let's do like 4 and 1, 1, 1, something like that. And I'm just gonna pause this so that can refresh so it's not red. Let's do some turbulence. Be a little bit smoother and wispier. Kind of come down like that. We add some distortion in there. Bringing the bias down a little bit. Maybe 8. Let's see how that does. Go up to 4 for complexity. Go back up a little bit. So what's cool about this is should automatically move now. Yeah, a little bit. But anyway, you can now add noise to environments, which is really nice. So, I was doing autosave. I thought I was freaking out again. If I just pull back a bit, see if we can. this a little more misty. I want it to get like swirly. And I think the other thing you can do is use a C4D noise. I think I tried that. I kind of forget, but let's try 2048 by 2048 before we plug that in. I think it works. And let's try electric. Do the electric slide. All right, put that in. Nope, really? Okay. Texture. Text 0, and then that should do it. It's just gonna convert really quickly. I think I just need this to be a little bigger. Let's go up to 500 and clamp this down a bit. It's got to rebake every time you make an adjustment, which is super annoying. So you can kind of use Cinema4D noise on this, or you can use Redshift noise. Cinema4D noise is going to bake out, of course, so that's kind of annoying. I think I'm going to go up to 32 just to see if that helps at all for linear. Doesn't seem to really matter. What else can we do? Let's do like blistered turbulence. I'm going to sneeze in a second. Excuse me. Cool. Anyone have questions? Let's see. No, Billy just wants trees. So anyway, yeah, this is pretty much how you do what David was doing. Lord Octane Jesus. You can, of course, adjust your sun scale and glow intensity. What else? Up that a bit. There's no ozone anymore, right? We can turn that back down. We'll do like a... like that. Kind of looks like winter is coming. Cool. All right, what time is it? 9:40. So it started off strong with a lot of people in the chat and then have dissipated a little bit. I'm just gonna double check the channels. Make sure I'm not missing any. Cool. Nothing in YouTube or Twitter. And where's Sage? You know what? He just bought Redshift, so I feel like he should be hanging out, watching. That's okay. That's fine. I'm just trying to not make this boring and just have trees sitting here for no reason. Let's make some landscape. My goodness. Yeah, I'll message you directly about that after this. because it may be beneficial to you for the information I was given too about how to quote unquote handle it in the future. So let's bring in you know what? Let's kill this landscape. And you know who we haven't had in a while? Mr. Iron Giant. Or actually, we haven't had Rick in a while. Let's find Rick. Where is Rick? There's Rick. Is he still set up for... I don't think he is. He still hasn't been converted to Redshift. That's okay. He'll still show up. Or maybe he won't show up. Why didn't that convert properly? Usually, alright, let me bring him as a proxy. Because I saw that sitting there. That should be fine. It's true. Sage is just doing whatever he wants right now instead of hanging out with us. He's probably drinking some cool rum. Right. There it is. Interesting. Now, this is one of those things, just like volumes, where you can't exactly bring it in properly. It's annoying. Or you can't scale it properly. 8 by 8 by 8. There you go, Billy. We're almost back to Vapin Rick. Let's see. What was the purpose of the stone light? Doesn't really make sense to have that in there when we've got sky coming from the other way, but I will rotate this around. Holy, he's in the trees, he's about to smoke mad trees. And volume, there we go. I'm going to wrap this up in the next 5 minutes, so if you guys have any questions, get them in before I finish Rick. Density. Seriously. On there. Yep, that's fine. Okay. Let's do a quick little bucket render. A little too low. Cool, that works. Whatever. We got Vapin Rick back. You too, Arcade. You're always welcome in the stream, man. You're welcome in the Slack too. You should make a new account. All right, so recap of what we did, I guess, is shadows, and then Octane Jesus lights. Just writing this down so I can update the description. Somebody was asking me to do that. And then Vapin Rick. Cool. All right, guys. So I'm gonna switch out of this for a second. Cool. As always, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, liam@531.com. That's my email. You can leave comments below. Send me messages on YouTube. That's totally fine. We're going to try and keep this up every Thursday. I might roll it back to every other Thursday. Depends. I really want to start getting some guests on here too. I've talked to a couple people and sent out some emails, and hopefully can work that out. What else? I think Billy wants to start doing some of these too, so we might alternate a little bit. Who knows? Maybe it might be like Billy and I doing like a duo some nights again, just jamming out in Redshift. But you know the deal. Feel free to reach out. You guys are always welcome. And Billy says he'll come back on in the chat, so that's awesome. And what else? That's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody.